Of course, Russell Wilson not being in Seattle, you would think would make my top 5 list of the most missing pieces in the NFL through the first 3 weeks of 2022, but he is not. He's not. I don't know if even if Russ was quarterbacking this current Seattle Seahawks team, if they would be any better than 1-2, quite frankly. That said, I think long run they will miss him in Seattle. He is not on this list. Find out who's made the list right now. My top 5 missing pieces of the 2022 National Football League season through just a few weeks. Okay, here it is. Number 5 on the list. It's kind of easy to say, but we will see how it matriculates. Week 1 certainly did not look like they had trouble matriculating the ball down the field in Kansas City, even though they were in Arizona that day. But 44 points week 1 is just like they're not missing Tyreek Hill. Last couple weeks, I don't know. Kind of missing Tyreek Hill a little bit in Kansas City. We'll see. Somebody can emerge to take the top of the defense off in a very dangerous way, consistently, where you're circling that player all week long before you take on the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know who in the wide receiver position of Kansas City is being circled in Tampa Bay this week. I proffer to say nobody. It's 87 that's getting circled. So until somebody can start doing what Tyreek Hill did on a consistent basis, I'm going to keep on saying he's a missing piece in Kansas City. And I know I'm pissing off my buddy Stone Street by saying it, but I can only shoot you straight. Number 4 on this list, Davante Adams in Green Bay, man. Look, I know they're 2-1, but you could just see every now and then it's a struggle. And 12-17 was a very simple answer, certainly inside the 5-yard line. And it's a struggle. It hasn't been easy so far, and we're going to be talking about Rodgers and Lazard trying to be like Rodgers and Adams, and who else is going to be there from the young kids. That's going to be the conversation all year, guys. Number 3 on this list, talked about it with Drew Brees, and now our number 1. It's Sean Payton in New Orleans. And I'm not just saying that Dennis Allen's not doing a good job as the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. That defense looks terrific. That hasn't skipped a beat. The offense is skipping that record, I'll tell you that. Didn't help that Alvin Kamara wasn't healthy against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and not playing. And then we're already seeing the fact that Michael Thomas isn't practicing in London and Jameis Winston is having a bit of a fortnight. But I don't know. This offense is just going to be very difficult to even remotely look like the previous one. Sean Payton, to me, is a missing piece. Number 2 on this list is DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona. How fast can he get back, please? How quickly can he get back? Right. Cardinals are 1-2, and they're lucky to be that.
Week 7.
Okay, and that 6-game suspension cannot go fast enough in Arizona. They are missing D-Hop in a big, bad way in Arizona. But at least he'll come back. Number 1 on this list ain't walking through that door, to use the Boston sports vernacular. Number 1 on this list is Josh McDaniels in New England.
Yeah.
Fact.
Good one.
Fact.
That's a good one, man.
Okay, Joe Judge and Matt Patricia will be talking about their play calling for a long time. And now Brian Hoyer is going to get there sooner rather than later, although the word out of New England is that Mac Jones still has a shot to start this week. That would be quite the tightrope, if you will, Skip. But Josh McDaniels is a missing piece, and I know I'm naming the head coach of an 0-3 team right now, but as the play caller in New England, attached at the hip of Mac Jones just when Mac needed him, he goes to Vegas. And that's my top 5 list. Hour 3 coming up. But we're still here on the Roku channel. I almost, Chris, put Tom Brady there because I'm 3 years later, 3 seasons, we're in our 3rd season there. He'll be the missing piece in New England until he steps back into private life. But I know that's a little bit too cute. The true missing piece for this Patriots team this year as compared to last.
Right. Well, you saw how Mac's potential last year with McDaniels.
And he looked pretty darn good in week 2 in Acrisure, though, brother. They did come up with that win, and it's not Joe Judge or Patricia's fault, I don't think, that Calais Campbell collapsed his ankle
No,
at
it
the
was the last
part
play of the game.
Right.
It was a kind of a fluke thing.
But for consistency's sake, when you're taking a year one to year two quarterback who had such a terrific year one and you're removing the guy who was in his ear all the time and somebody who was the identity of the play calling of that offense. I mean, there was no question. And how many times have you questioned Belichick with which assistant is doing what?
Yep.
Never any question about that guy and that side of the ball. And now there's nothing but. Which is why I'm putting him number one, even above actual players and an actual head coach.
I think it's very fair.